Hello, guys and girls. North League of Hammer here. Tonight we are here with you. I'm Alex. This is Dmitry, and tonight we are going to comment a nice game between Space Marines and an alliance of Eldar and Tau forces.
Yep. Right. So while the players are still doing their
Who will be playing today?
tonight, Ilya Logan Xenofontov is playing Space Marines, Ultramarines, and Oleg Sakva is playing Eldar with Tau allies.
We have an opportunity to see their forces while they are not deployed yet, so you can turn the camera to our dynamic view and see their miniatures.
All right. Yes, that's right. Before they deployed.
Okay.
This is the army, and there is a little Easter egg hidden here, because some of the Elder Rangers are cunningly disguised as Space Marines.
You've just spoiled all the Easter egg, you know.
Well-
Just try to find the Rangers here.
Yeah, try to find which ones are the Rangers. The
Okay.
viewers can guess.
Meanwhile, we can see the roster and the whole list of armies.
Yep,
So-
this is the Space Marines.
Logan, what does he have? Primary detachment is Marneus Kalgar himself, with his best buddy, Varo Tigurius, who will be foreseeing the events. And the main force, tactical squad, scouts, Dreadnought Ironclad, Honor Guard, Land Raider, Storm Raven, and Devastator's Centurion squad. And meanwhile, Space Marines are going to arrive in a drop pod.
Yes, most of them are in transports. It's either the drop pod or the Land Rider or a Storm Raven.
Yes.
So basically, pretty much most of the force, apart from the scouts, will be deployed via Deep Strike. So here's the Eldar and Tau list.
Okay.
And we have the warlord is Karandras, who is the Papa Scorpion. We have 5 Rangers, 4 Wind Riders, then 5 Wraith Guard with Wraith Cannons, 5 Striking Scorpions, accompanied by Karandras. We have the Lord of War as well, the Wraith Knight, the new Gargantuan version with Ghost Glaive and Scar Shield. So
Yeah,
very nasty.
you could see the model. It's really gorgeous, and I don't know how to describe the whole epicness of this model.
That's
We'll
true.
we'll see it a bit later on the field.
It is absolutely epic, and unlike in the previous battle, it's fully magnetized, so it will not break like the plane which got damaged last time.
Yeah, I've seen
So-
how the player used to to assemble it together, and it's just marvelous. Like all magnetized, all composed. That's
well,
nice.
we will see it in game. It might move a little with the
Maybe,
magnets.
maybe.
Okay, so let's continue with the roster. We have the secondary detachments of Tau. What's it called? Fire-based support cadre, I believe. Yes, which is composed
Maybe.
of a Riptide and 2 units of broadsides. So some nice firepower there.
That's gonna be a lot of heavy support for Elder forces. And now we can see
Back to us.
you could see a bit of our playing field. It's changed a bit from the last time.
Well, changed completely.
Okay.
Yeah, this new field with a few bits of terrain, but very big ones mostly.
We won't see any difficult terrain meanwhile, but there are gonna be quite a lot of cover buildings, places, ruins, and so
Yeah, a
on.
few ruins here. So that's the top view. You
Uh,
can see the
yes.
markers there. With 6 of them deployed by ECT rules.
Mhm.
ETC.
ETC,
Rules.
yes.
Yes. And meanwhile, the players
Well,
still preparing. believe,
I
right?
think we can show the players.
Okay, so deployment is Dawn of War, the white side. And the Eldar won the deployment, so they're gonna be deploying first, right?
While Dmitry is getting information about
Ambush.
deploying, I would like to greet everyone who is already here. So, hello guys, we'd like to see your comments, and if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask us. So, what about the Elder player? What can we, what do we know about his deployment?
Alright, so he didn't start the deployment first, they just roll in for the roller trades, and we'll probably tell about it in the end when they will finish the roll off.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
now
meanwhile-
they're rolling for magic.
Yes.
So still the few technical rolls, so nothing is happening on the table yet.
Well, meanwhile, we can talk a bit about the factions themselves, the players. You know, every player in the North League of Hammer is experienced veteran players. They both have really nice color job with their miniatures, and the miniatures themselves are assembled. Some are conversed a bit, but still they feel and look really nice.
Yes, I will try to ask them to move the Elder Wraith Knight so they can see it in the whole beauty.
That could be nice. It seems we'll do it a bit later.
Андрей, поверни Wraith Knight в камеру.
Okay. So
Alright, so you can see it's magnetized, so
you can see
it
he can really turn, he can move. Unlike most of the miniatures in Warhammer, that's really a marvel to an eye.
Yes, that's right, it's a beautiful paint job. Alright, giving high five. And a handshake. He probably will be the star of the game.
Yeah.
With the new rules, with the new Elder Codex, the Wraith Knight changed quite a bit.
And what are the changes?
Well, they used to be powerful, now they're even more powerful because they became the Gargantuan creatures. So now they have Feel No Pain by default, and which I find the biggest advantage is the stomp attacks. So now it's a real beast in close combat with D-strength and invulnerable save and Feel No Pain. So it will be very difficult to bring it down.
Okay,
And
then
we
we'll see what can Space Marines offer to destroy this gargantuan creature. You know, there's not quite a lot of firepower to destroy it, really. Space Marines have their melee combatants, but with the ranged...
Centurions that they have, that's quite a powerful unit that can dish enough firepower to damage it or even kill it.
But there are little to note. Centurions, only 3 models. Yes, they are powerful.
3 is enough.
Okay.
3 might as well be enough because they dish out
Well.
really a lot of shots.
Okay. Okay, we'll see. We'll
Alright,
see it
yeah.
on the table.
Yeah, we will see when everything, when the judge will prepare all the details about the magic and the wallet traits. We will we will speak about them. But meanwhile, the most important thing is that Tiguran has the invisibility.
Wow.
So, right. So this is
That was quite lucky for him
yes.
to get this magic.
That's a nice thing to have. And
We can, you know, I think we can show our viewers some parts of the table. I think it won't do any harm to
Alright, yes,
just
to
to see the, you know, the
see
terrain.
the field from different perspectives. The big portal is just a piece of terrain. Nothing is going to be appearing from that.
Well,
believe-
maybe Eldar are going to appear from this side. We can, you know, speculate a bit that maybe they've arrived and ambushed the Space Marine force. Who knows?
Maybe, but we can see the Chaos stars on the middle building. So might as well be the Chaos portal, and that's something they would like to avoid.
Who knows? Who knows? Well, you can see the little barrels are our victory points.
The objectives.
Objective points, I'm sorry.
Yes. It's very difficult to see the numbers. But
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys can see them.
can you?
Can you?
You know, the people asking what's up with the kids.
You can see the children crying.
Yeah, it's just
So-
you know. Okay, actually,
Wow.
quite surprisingly, the Space Marines have finished their deployment.
Yes.
Well, not surprisingly,
It,
probably, because as we said,
has been a
most
lot of work to deploy this whole bunch of units.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of units sitting inside of it, but yes, everything else will be appearing either via from the table edge as a flyer or in a drop pod.
Yeah.
So yes, this is the deployment for Space Marine complete.
So now we'll see the deployment of the Elder Force, and I think
See the forces.
there will be a bit more units, a bit more miniatures on the table from the Elder side.
Probably. I don't think there's many units that can deep strike. So maybe. Oh yeah, the striking scorpions will definitely deep strike.
Of course,
Yes,
of course.
because that's what they do. But apart from that, I would guess that most of
Well,
the units
I
will
think
appear
Wind
on the
Riders
table.
will appear not from the first turn, but who knows?
Maybe. Yeah, we should ask who got the first turn because that would really make the difference.
yeah,
I think since Logan deployed first, he probably will go first as well.
Are you sure?
Yes, I think so.
Mhm. Okay,
The
well,
one who
we'll
deploys
we'll
first
see.
will go first.
Okay, we have a couple of comments. Okay, so
Okay, about the microphone,
which commentator is laughing too loud? Me or Dmitry?
you can distinguish by color of hats.
The red or the white one?
Yeah.
You know, just like the revolution.
Yes.
Both of the factions have the new codex rules,
Yes.
as far as I know.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Mhm.
But the Space Marines just they used the new codex, but they didn't have time to prepare their kind of new codex themed army. So it's mostly the same list you would see in the old codex, but with the new rules.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the Tower forces being deployed.
That's. Can we find out who will be the first who moves on the table?
Yeah, I believe that Logan will go first. The one who deploys first goes first.
Well, okay. It would be really dangerous for him to be the second one moving on the table because you know that our battlesuits can reach for this Land Raider and maybe they could
Well,
even destroy it.
that's a surprising thing that actually it's physically impossible for the broadsides to destroy the Land Raider because their weapons are only strength 7, so they cannot penetrate or even glance armor
Well,
14.
they are more infantry-oriented forces, but
Not
the Riptide
necessarily. Yeah, the Riptide
can rip the armor.
again only in close range because he needs to use his fusion blaster, and that's only 18 inches, and the melt
okay.
effect is 9. And again, it's very unlikely to destroy the Land Raider with the ion cannon. So surprisingly, the Land Raider is safe so far.
Oh, okay,
What
that's nice.
what the Land Raider should be afraid of is the D-strength weapons from the Wraith Guard
And Wraith Guards will be in the Wave Serpents most definitely.
yes, definitely. They are not the unit that should really foot slog along the table.
They are a bit
for
too
that.
slow for that.
Oh
so
yes, definitely.
they're going to be to spend the first turns in the transport. Okay, so meanwhile, while players are still deploying the forces, well, we see the khaki color Tau. We'll see the purple Eldars. Oh, meanwhile, we got the missions.
Yeah, the mission is tactical escalation. I believe that's the one where you get one objective from the first turn and you increase the number of cards.
Yeah, each turn, they
yes.
get the more cards.
Yes, so it starts with 1 and then continues. Right, and I assume that this is the bunker on the table where the tower forces are deploying, and the single broadside represents the full unit inside.
Okay, while nothing really happens, we can talk a bit still about about our factions. By the way, speaking of Gilliman,
I strongly disagree with the comment that Tau sucks, by the way. I play Tau and they're good.
okay, well, but you can see the chapter master on the table, not now, but he'll be.
Oh, yes, the level of epicness of Ultramarines are uncomparable with
Yeah,
Tau.
overscaling.
That's true, yes, overscaled.
Okay, so the players are discussing their plans. For some reason, they're sharing between each other. Yeah, Ultramarine, go forward.
Alright,
We go from a crash, and we shall know no fear.
Oh, I don't know. I can't really shout for the greater good because this is only the secondary detachment. I'm not sure what the what the Eldar should really shout for.
Well, run for your lives.
Run for your lives. Maybe, but I actually personally would say that at the moment, if you look at the army lists, I would favor the Eldar.
Well,
just
they are
personal.
a bit more prepared for the new Codex rules, I think, and still we will see how the who the dice will favor.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I put my trust in these strength weapons.
Well, there's not quite a lot of them, unlike one of the previous games when we had a whole wraith army, these bone-like monstrous creatures with wraith lord, wraith knight,
Which game
a
was
lot
that?
of wraith gods. That was the game one before the previous one.
Alright, I think I missed it.
Yeah,
Alright, that's unfortunate. Alright.
it was the first game of our, training part of the
Alright.
league. Sorry guys, we don't have the tables for psychic powers and so on, but we still have the roster, and if you'd like to see it again, we can show it to you. Just ask it.
Alright, yeah, meanwhile, while nothing has been
Shashik
deployed,
is asking about the castings. So Logan got his invisibility. I'm sorry, invisibility spell.
Yes. That's the only thing you should know about the magic, really. The invisibility is on the table. That's done. Who cares about the rest? I believe he got the psychic strike as well as that. Yes, the divination primaris, which is psychic strike, right? Oh no, the divination primaris is rerolls to hit
Well,
and invisibility. Well, that's a good combination.
most of all, invisibility,
Yeah.
the most important role.
Andrei.
So,
Alright, that's time to take the hat off.
yeah, unlike most of the stereotypes, still it's summer in Russia, so it's summer in St. Petersburg, so it's quite hot. And a bit hard to breathe, a bit hard to comment while we have these still massive hats on. So I hope you will forgive us for taking them off.
Yes, because my brain is reaching the boiling temperature by now. Okay, so we got the new info that the rest of the Eldar force is outflanking, and I think the Wraith Knight will be deep striking even. Right, so again, they're not on the table. That's the commonly disguised Rangers infiltrating.
Okay, so Rangers are wisely taking the point from the from before the start of the game.
Makes sense. And they will be the nice distraction point for the Land Rider, because that's This is the closest unit for the Land Raider and the units inside, but that's not really the priority target for them.
Yeah, but still, if choosing between them and nothing at all, the choice is obvious, I think.
Well, yes, but do they really want to stop and waste a turn for killing
We'll
five
see.
Rangers?
We'll see. I don't think so, really, as well. We'll see.
Alright. So this is the mighty Land Raider.
Uh, Battletalk Live wants to see the battle between Calgar and the Wraith Knight. Well, maybe we'll see it. Who knows? But I think that Wraith Knight is going to be, at least wounded from the distance by maybe Centurions. Who knows? Maybe even Space Marines with Meltas. We'll see.
Well, that really depends on if what the Ultramarines would want to concentrate their firepower on.
Yeah, it's all about the situation of the table. So
Yeah. The possible
We'll just
strategy is just simply ignore it. You just don't let your units get too close to the Wraith Knight and try to ignore it.
Oh, what? I'm sorry. Okay. So, still, deployment phase is on the table. The pros of this situation is that we won't see a lot of deployment from the Eldar a bit time later. So we should get through this for now, and then we won't see much of the deployment later. Okay. So there will be no night fight. The bright day. We can. I've already said that. The Ultramarines expedition squad is moving through the planet and meeting, meeting Runa, and meeting Eldar force, ambushing them from behind, from the forward.
And actually, the night fight wouldn't really make a difference anyways,
Yeah.
because there's only one Land Raider on the table. It doesn't have much opportunity to shoot anything, and the tower has the. Okay. All right. So actually, we expected that the Ultramarines would go first, but they decided to give the opportunity to the Eldar with their tower allies. Probably because there is really nothing they can do in the first turn. So they're.
Well, I think still Ra won't skip his turn. He will. I don't know. Maybe he will deploy his forces to surround Space Marines, or who knows what. We'll see.
Yeah, let's see what he does. At least he can jump out and try to shoot the Land Rider with the iron cannon and maybe got lucky.
Yeah. It's it's all about again dice luck.
Yeah. Personally, from my experience,
Oh, we have the
okay,
missions
this
on
is
the
the
table.
missions.
Unfortunately, we can't see them from the camera, but we sorry. Sometime later we will see them personally. Okay,
Yeah, the first mission is to control the
first point.
objective marker. And mission number 11. And which one is?
Sorry.
Alright, so this is the objective marker 1. Could you please show us the rest of the markers, which one is which, the numbers? So that's 1, 3, 1, 3, 6, 2, 4, and 5. They're not trying to make it easy for us.
Yeah.
I personally would rather just put them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well,
It would be so much easier.
maybe it's some ETC rule,
I
to-
don't think
to-
it really
to
makes
deploy
any
them
difference.
randomly. I don't know. Yeah, I've seen it and I've already moved the mic. Thank you. Well, is it okay now,
The
Konstantin?
viewers. No response. Alright.
Well, I think we have a bit of delay between our comments and our viewers listening to us, so we'll just have to wait a bit.
Maybe, but I don't think the latency is so big. It should be just a few seconds,
Well,
maybe.
it's still a few seconds.
Yeah.
So, Konstantin,
No, we do respond to the Russian comments as well, but we really would prefer them in English, since the whole theme of English streaming.
we got a very useful list of victory objectives deployment. So now I think we won't at least get confused about it.
At least us, yes. Thanks God for that. Right, so tower broadsides are moving up.
Well, you know, we still are trying to respond to every commentary we see, if it's sufficient. You know, if it has to, if it needs the answer. And yes, good luck to both players. The game is it has almost started. And oh, okay, the movement phase is
Yeah, the
over.
movement.
So, for some reason, the elder player just consolidated his forces
this is-
around the bunker.
I believe that was done to try to get in range, probably, because the missiles that they have is only 36, but again, it's not like they have much chance to do something to the Land Raider.
But they still can they get the glance gauge?
Nope, not even a glance.
Oh,
They would have a chance with the rail, twin-link trail, heavy rail rifle. Alright, so now the shooting begins.
so these weren't rangers.
Yeah, that one ranges, that was the Ultramarine scouts. Okay, and the broadsides are shooting with snapshots, but they are twin-linked, and it might as well be just enough, because there's only 5 of them, and some of the weapons.
We'll see. And now, what was that?
Do we see the dice area? Yes.
Yes.
So this is the smart missile systems firing.
Okay, so every shot that missed gets rolled for twin.
Yes.
Whoa!
Oh, and there's quite a few. And those are the shots that ignore cover. So the chemicals don't work. Strength 5.
And 4 hits.
Yes.
And that's not all.
Yeah, there's 4 wounds already.
Yeah.
But they probably should be rolled separately, because some of them ignore cover and some of them don't.
Well, that's why they get the different color of cubes.
Yep.
Dice. I mean.
Okay, so the Space Marines managed to save all the wounds from the smart missile systems.
And that's wow, lucky for them.
Well, yes. Well, we'll see the other shots being fired.
Well, only you see only 2 hits and nothing wounded.
Nothing. This is surprisingly. No. There's probably the couple of ones there.
Ah, one.
One. All right, one of them died.
And 1 scout is dead. Yes.
Yeah. If the tower would have if it would be the main tower force, that would probably have the marker lights to support those missiles, and that would definitely wipe out the scouts.
Well,
but in
it's
this
still
case,
the first turn, so nothing like that happened on the table. It was just a couple of snapshots. Okay.
So the Riptide is not trying to destroy the Land Raider, is trying to shoot the scouts, and it rolls a hit.
Whoa.
So they might be in trouble. But again, their cover saves would still work.
Yes, this cannon does not ignore cover.
Nope, it doesn't. Okay, so
And
I think one.
one is dead as well. Okay,
But
so
still, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Only 2 of them died so far.
well, but still, almost a half of the scout squad is dead, and scouts on their side can't hit really almost.
Not necessarily. Maybe they're out of range because the smart missile systems don't need the line of sight, and that's the Wraith Guard trying to approach the Land Raider.
We've seen Wave Serpent is turbo boosting and just taking position to, I think,
Get uncovered.
yeah,
From
to
the
get.
Land Raider, at least.
It seems so, yes.
So the viewers are suggesting that the Ultramarines are cheating because they use their own dice.
Well, who knows? Maybe he's got some magic dice for that.
Maybe
Yes.
they're definitely bigger and easier to see, so I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the assault phase beginning, and
And
obviously
ending
nothing- yeah, and
at the same
ending,
time.
Yeah.
Один миссию он скинул, ход закончился.
Okay, so this is the end of the turn, and the Eldar player didn't manage to complete the mission 11 for obvious
Which
reasons,
point
because
was
it's
that
too far.
to get to end
This
capture?
is number 1, which is
Oh,
the
okay.
furthest away from them.
And just outside their flanks and really far behind the ranks of Space Marines.
Yes, and
So
very,
it's,
very close to the Land Raider.
Yeah.
So you don't want to get your main force there.
He could get his Wind Riders, but still it's too suicidal for the start of the game, only for 1 victory point.
Yeah. Okay, so now the Ultramarines.
And Land Raider is on the move.
Yep. And this is the only thing which is on the move because that's the only thing on the table.
We have a good question. When does the league itself starts? And I'm sorry, but we can't answer that for now.
Okay.
Well.
And
Okay. In the end of the July.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So the mission that Ultramarines got is to control the objective marker 2. You can see that on the table. This is the furthest to your right. And right, so the mission spread for both teams are pretty even. None of them.
That
are
was
happy with that.
quite fair for both of them. So,
Yes.
but you know, Logan wants
Oh,
to
the
drop right on the point.
Okay. This is an interesting
Well,
events.
hit. It landed just where it was deployed.
Right, so they definitely control the objective. And even the drop pod can control the objectives.
Whoa.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
That's nice.
that's true. In the recent rules, the dedicated transports can also control the objectives.
Okay.
Tactical marine покажу.
We're getting a couple of pessimistic comments. Guys, you know, the league hasn't started yet, so it's really just training games, but still we want to show you the best we can. And still, if you have any suggestions, if you have, you know, just your opinion we want to express, or again, a couple of questions, you can feel free to ask us in comments. You can tell us everything you want to change. Maybe we will change a couple of things, but still it's pretty much English oriented for now.
But again, we're trying to learn by doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very difficult to be perfect from the start. So we're moving step by step towards perfection.
Well, I just hope we are learning and getting better.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Space Marines are out from the drop pod, and they will be most definitely destroying the Wind Riders.
Yes.
The most mobile force that can take points, and so I'm sorry. That's the reason they should destroy them.
Yeah, and that might be a good choice because now they can definitely shoot most of them, and later in the game it will be much more difficult to catch them.
So he's
No.
going to take his chance. No
Yeah.
problem.
And
Доктрину тактическую ультрамарина на переброс.
Тактическая реролка хит, и все остальные реролки.
alright, so the Ultramarines are using their chapter tactics. No, the what's it called? Yeah, tactical doctrine to reroll the hits. So
That's nice.
Yeah, and so that's really puts the Windriders in danger, because I would say they will most definitely die, even if they jink or do whatever. And they're in line of sight of some of the Marines, so they will be able to kill all of them. if they're
Can we
lucky
see
with rolls.
scouts or these rangers behind the portal for some reason?
Behind the portal?
Yeah, you can see on this view.
All right, yeah. So those are the Elder Rangers then. Yes, those are the Elder Rangers, cunningly disguised as scouts.
They are really disguised that well that we couldn't notice them until now.
Yeah. Masters of infiltration and disguise. Okay, so more measurements for
You would
Wind
expect
Rider.
that from scorpions, but no, rangers.
Well, the scorpions we don't see them even now, so they're
So
They're even
they could be somewhere on the field, but like any good ninja, you can't see them.
yes, that's right. Okay, so we see the Land Raider has advanced and probably has the weapons for the Riptide. Probably the toughest target on the table so far.
That will be until the Wraith Knight appears.
Oh yes, that's right. Because it's much scarier than Riptide.
Movement закончен.
Alright,
so-
so
The movement phase is over for Space Marines, and now the shooting phase starts. Commences.
that's the drop pod shooting. The drop pod has the
It
Missile
has
launch.
missiles, yes.
it has the missile launch upgrade, and I think it might have the ignore cover rule, which
Well,
might be
we'll
used
see.
for-
It gets
it scatters badly.
quite
Scatters.
far, but for some reason the dice field isn't corresponding to the field of the table, and that's why the direction we see on the dice area isn't corresponding to the direction on the table itself.
Yeah, so don't trust the arrows.
I'm sorry for this mumbling about that.
Один не откинул.
Okay, so we see the first Wind Rider dying.
Still, it was hit and destroyed by the
Yeah.
drop pod.
Yep.
Вся птичка стреляет ниже в этот же ответ. Все стреляют.
Alright, so
Уклоняются. Уклоняются.
our viewers suggest that the Wraith God are in danger. But not yet, not yet.
Not yet, yes.
Tactical squad начинает.
Okay.
Они шинкуют.
Yeah, the tactical squad is shooting the Wind Riders. They're obviously jinking, because this is the only thing that can really save them. And I still doubt that it will matter, because
Well, we'll see.
that's a lot of shots.
But yeah,
And with rerolls,
you can hear the sound probably. Whoa! It's 16 shots from by the rapid fire with the reroll.
and the yellow dice.
So
is
the yellow
the
dose is plasma
melter?
cannon.
Melter.
Melter gun, yes.
Yeah, it's a melter gun.
The red
Right.
one probably is
The
melter
second.
gun as well, but twin linked.
Whoa, that was a good roll. Everything hit. So every single shot was on target.
So
now we see
wow, we
the-
see a lot of wounds. By the way, once get rerolled, as far as I know. No,
Oh.
not now. It's only against Tau. They have the hatchet enemy Space Marines. Rule.
Yes, that's actually that's when Tau is shooting Space Marines.
They
They-
have
they have
that works on
preferred
the both on the both
No,
sides.
no,
Yes,
no,
they
no.
do.
No, I'm pretty sure I play Tau. I know how it works.
Well, I've just
That's-
talked to the player, but okay.
When Tau is shooting Space Marines, they have their preferred enemies, so they reroll ones and ones to hit and ones to wound.
Yes.
And
Oh, by the way, Wind Riders are
yeah,
gone.
we see the Wind Riders are gone, and that is expected.
Болтеров и не пробило.
And
But 7 bolters couldn't penetrate through Wind Rider. I think that wasn't penetration, that was just that jinking attempting.
yeah, but
So
this is the first blood, obviously. But the word penetration sounded
Yeah,
right.
that was enough.
Yeah, the first-
Okay, we have the first blood. And it seems Land Raider is shooting. Can we see the Land Raider?
Try to find it. Here it is from afar.
And now we will see who will it shoot. The players are consulting with the judge about it.
The range of assault cannons, I believe,
Yeah.
which is not enough. The assault cannon cannot reach the Riptide, and the Wave Serpent is out of sight. So, not many options for the Land Raider, actually.
Okay. Meanwhile, in the comments sections, we get quite a lot of advices. Well, they could be useful, but still the games have started, and it's better to find out how to improve what we have than to how to how it could be better.
Немного напутали с рейнджом у ассолтной пушки. 24 ни до кого не дотягивается, делает буст на то.
Okay, just as we thought, the range was too far for them.
Yeah, so the Land Raider decided to turbo boost towards the objective.
That's a nice decision in these circumstances.
Well, yeah, there's not many options. So
And since these scouts are scouts,
yes.
he wouldn't shoot them as well, of course.
Oh yeah, that's right. No. Yeah, he can shoot them.
Снайперы. Давай снайперы попробуем в братце.
Okay, the scouts, the surviving scouts, will try to shoot the broadsides with their sniper rifles. Not a good reroll, so only
Yeah.
one hit. And
But
the
he
wound.
got to the wound, and wow.
Oh, and that's a wound. They have 2 wounds each, but funnily enough, the first wound managed to go through the 2+ armor.
Well,
And the
that's nice.
yeah,
For
that's very
scouts.
nice for scouts. That's a good attempt. And the
So-
pre-
Все, ход закончен.
It's the end of the shooting phase and the Space Marine turn.
yeah.
And by the way, he accomplished the mission, so he got one more point.
And the first blood as well. So
So it's 2-0 for Space Marines at the end of the first turn. So it's 2-0,
the
2-0
numbers are still not changing.
for the Space Marines.
Всего Space Marine.
Okay.
All right, now the numbers
That's
has
nice.
changed. Who? I don't understand the last comment. What does that mean?
As well, it seems the discussion is going by itself. And by the way, we have now 2 missions, and the next time will be 3, so it's scaling up. And which are them? We will see just in a couple of seconds.
Okay, so those are the missions and to control those 2 objective markers.
I see that
Nice try.
we get hinted that the mission is to control the fourth point and the
Yeah.
6th point. Okay,
4 and 6.
you can see the display on the display which are the 4th and the 6th point.
The grabbing hands of Runa.
Да. Ел.
That's the reserves.
Yeah.
The-
So the Wraith Knight is going.
Yeah, it's,
On the
it's
move?
arriving. It's arriving.
Oh. Okay, we can show you.
Okay, wait a second.
I'm sorry.
I haven't seen
The-
that. Did he try to put it on my shoulder?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So
Well-
he really enjoys destroying the models. That's the second one he dropped. Alright. But as we said, the Wraith
The Wraith
the
Knight
Wraith
model
Knight
is really,
magnetized.
and
so it
it's
didn't crash.
also quite tough, so it won't fear the rough landing,
Yeah. And
especially in the
here is-
caring hands of Runas. Okay, so it's right behind the enemy ranks for Wraith Knight, and that's the main, I think, the main gun for Elder Force,
Oh yes.
or
And
either
it's
say
looking-
the main sword.
Yes. And it's looking. Oh, it's. As far as I understand, this is like the pre-positioning. It didn't scatter yet.
Aha, okay, so
Yeah.
we'll see if it will change. Oh, it
It's a
didn't
head.
change,
Yeah,
it's a hit.
head, just like it wanted.
That's
Just-
nice.
It
I don't
doesn't-
know, maybe some kind of hero Autach is inside this Wraith Knight. I mean, his soul,
His the soul, yes. Not an
soul
actual-
stone, of course.
All right, so that's.
I've already, I think, told on the previous games that Wraith Knights and all Wraith squads are really just ghosts of previously noble heroes of Eldar.
Yep. The Wraith Knight is probably the noblest of all.
Yeah,
Because yeah, it must
especially
be a great
this
honor.
one.
Yes, it would be a great honor to be this Wraith Knight. And actually, I'm not sure. Does it take only one soul to control it?
Yeah,
or
it's
does
a-
it take several? So like maybe there's many souls controlling.
It's
one?
not collective. It's still one
one.
bright, really great soul of a great elder warrior.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that that was some kind of Autach.
Probably.
Maybe he some days, sometime before, he controlled the craft world, maybe, and now he's fighting his last breaths, his last remains of his soul, holding on to this armor just to protect his craft world.
Right. So what is happening?
Я точки сейчас покажу. Четвертая точка.
Yeah, this is objective 4, and
Шестая.
this is objective 6. The judge is showing us again. You can see that previously with the runas grabbing hands.
By the way, it's quite strange why Raya had decided to deploy his Wraith Knight on this point. It's a bit too far from the Land Raider, it's a bit too far from the victory points, objective points.
Yeah, but it can't really do anything on the turn it arrives. But I think it might be able to run, and it's a jump creature, so he can jump 12 and then assault. So probably he does that, so he wouldn't. So the Space Marines wouldn't be able to assault him on the next turn.
It's the second turn. Sorry guys for this delay. It's the second turn, the movement phase.
Я просто объявляю, когда ход закончен, я не слышу.
And it seems we still
Yeah, we can see the Ilya measuring the distances to the Wraith
by the way,
Knight.
we can show the players while they are just measuring these distances.
Yeah, they are.
Both are walking around with their rules, just measuring the distances. And by the way, I've heard that it's not that polite to measure the distances before you declare some actions.
No, actually, in the latest rules, in the latest edition of Warhammer 40k rules, it's totally fine. It actually says that you can pre-measure at any point in the game.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Сели обратно в бункер.
All right. So you can see the broadside have disappeared from the table and it's back inside the bunker.
Okay, but they can still shoot from the bunker, so
Only if it's in the arc of the. It has the windows in front
of course.
and the 45.
And by the way, will the missiles work inside the bunker? I mean, these the missiles that ignore cover.
Oh yeah, they can shoot anywhere.
Oh, okay.
They ignore cover and line of sight. They pretty much ignore everything. So
So they
and
will
if-
be
and
just
if- yeah, they just
from
shoot.
from this bunker line.
And that's the Riptide.
Uh,
Wounded itself.
trying to
Yeah, trying to.
overcharge its generator, working on a dark matter.
Yep, but failing miserably, and wounding himself.
It happens.
Actually, this is the most common way how Riptides died. They just kill themselves with a
Really?
Nova reactor. Yes, most
It
of the
happens
times.
so often. It's 3+, so it's 60% to warm it up, and only 33% to wound itself.
Yes, but as a matter of bad luck, it manages to wound itself right when you need it to overheat. So yeah.
Well, it happens. So the shooting phase, and now we'll see a lot more dice in this turn.
The broadside.
Я тебе скажу, когда это направляешь.
Okay, so who is shooting who?
The walkers in the very edge, trying to shoot the three
scouts.
remaining scouts.
Uh-huh.
Yes, with
That makes
the
sense
scatter
again.
lasers.
And by the way, do scouts have cover safe from this position?
Yes, they are deployed in the ruins, so they have 4+ by default. And
Even if they are, caught from behind?
yeah,
it
it
still
doesn't
doesn't matter.
really matter.
Well,
As soon as the model's base is touching the ruins base, they have the cover save. So with the Comma Cloaks, they have 3+ cover save, I believe. And that's a lot of shooting going there. There's a
well,
reaction.
it's 12 hits, 12 wounds, and we will see. Will this cover work for the scouts?
There's only 3 of them left. I don't believe they will be able to make it.
We will see, but yeah, 12 wounds. Even by the chance, even by the maths, it's still too much for them.
What
To
we'll
take.
see. Yeah, they go to ground,
Of course.
improving their save, but that didn't help. them.
Whoa, 3. We can see
4
3
ones.
ones,
Four,
even 4 ones.
yeah. So
Well,
they
just
have died.
they
But
just
again,
died.
that's not really surprising. 3 walkers, lots of shots. So they have died. But the first blood,
It's still on the Space Marine side.
yeah, is still on the Space Marine. Lance,
So it's Bright Lines from the Waste Serpent, and it penetrated Land Raider.
yes.
Whoa!
And it exploded it. Whoa.
What a great luck for Ra!
Oh yes. Yeah, the elder player tells us that this is the way it works. If you have only one lance, it has to penetrate, and it did.
Wow.
So double 6. That's an interesting roll. So now the main Ultramarine force will be out in the open.
Well, meanwhile, we got a comment for generative. I think Battle Talk Live wants to turn the miniatures towards the scouts, and as far as I could see, they were turned in their side, to their side.
Сейчас мы определяем, на кого придется вунда.
Okay, so now we should find out how many of the Land Raider passengers get wounded.
Yeah. And who will be hit because it's randomly allocated.
Okay. By the
Okay,
way,
so just let's wait for results.
who is deployed in Land Raider?
The Lord of War, the chapter master of Ultramarines is there.
Ah,
Yes,
so it's
So
Magnus
this-
Kalgar with his honor guard and librarian.
think so.
That's
Double check, but-
really a bummer that Land Raider exploded.
Oh yes, with the first shot. Right, but after the Land Raider model will be removed, we will be able to see who falls out from the wreckage.
Well, I think everyone will manage to survive the explosion, but
Most likely.
they could get a couple of hits.
Yeah, it's not gonna kill them, that's for sure. Right.
You know, just imagine the level of epicness again. The bright lens is striking just inside this massive Land Raider. It just, I don't know, maybe it hit the engine or the fuel reserves and just it exploded. And all the honor guard and everyone is just jumping out. Someone get,
appearing from the fire.
yeah, from the wreckage they are moving on. Maybe some got under the wreckage, but we'll see. The dice will decide how the situation commences sometime later.
Oh yes, some of our viewers have predicted that the Land Raider will be destroyed. I didn't think that would happen that epically.
Well, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and for now that's not really a really big loss, but that Land Raider was quite a lot of firepower, so we'll see if.
Okay, so meanwhile the Eldar Rangers are shooting the tactical squad.
Makes sense.
See how that goes.
And everything is alright. Okay.
All right, everything is fine. One precision shot, and the Rangers are trying to kill the multi-melter, and I think it kills it. Yeah,
Whoa.
the multi-melter have died with a precision shot and the Randon, so no
That's
saves
a shame.
allowed.
The sergeant is unfortunately dead from the first shot.
No, not the sergeant, the guy with the multi-melter.
I thought he was equipped with multi-muscle.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's an additional weapon. The sergeant has the close combat weapon typically.
That makes sense again.
Yeah. Alright, so now the Riptide is trying to shoot the tactical squad. Okay, with the... Does he use his big template? Oh yes, he does. But I think they still will be able to get the cover safe. So they...
Meanwhile, our players, our viewers are still. I think they're already betting who will win in the fight between Eldar Wraith Knight and Magnus Kelga. You know, Kelga survived a lot of battles, and I think he maybe survived this one.
Yeah, but it will be a tough fight.
Of
The
course.
shot from the iron cannon managed to land perfectly and wound 6 of them, but I think they still have the cover save. They should be able to get the save.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, they've decided that the Marines will be able to get the cover save for all of them.
They have 4
So
plus,
6 rolls,
so 50% to survive. Okay,
and that's 50% exactly. 3 of them die.
3 of 6.
Yeah. Well, that's not too bad.
You know, Space Marines are accurate by maths, and Eldar are for some reason really lucky with their dice.
Yeah.
So
I believe that, well, Tau don't believe in magic, so they believe in technology and statistics.
well, that weren't even Tau. That were just
No, that's the Tau.
Eldar Rangers. It was Rangers.
The Rangers managed to shoot the... Okay, the broadsides are trying to destroy the
Drop pod.
drop pod.
Mhm. With their missiles, I think.
Yep.
They can.
They will be able to shoot everything, but yeah, it will have the covers.
Oh,
And since this is the fire-based support color formation, they have the tank hunters.
what does it give?
That basically gives them the reroll to penetrate any vehicles. And
And the drop pod is a vehicle.
yes, it's a vehicle, and that's a lot of penetrating and glancing hits.
Okay.
If
I think
Whoa.
this drop pod
Lots
is
of
going to
covers.
explode.
Probably, but lots of cover saves to roll. Maybe.
6 хитов с первого же броска было.
Okay, that's.
Он трохи получает 3
It is. I think it will be destroyed.
I think so as well. And
Oh.
Ну, она к ней может взорвать, он открыт.
Alright. Well, let's wait for results.
so it seems like two wounds for drop pod.
Дропот в одном пуле остался, он все посейвил.
Yeah, two wounds for this drop pod and one hit is still for
Yeah,
him.
this is.
So
this
it's
is
just,
very
you know,
lucky.
a couple of missiles just hit this drop pod, but it still stands.
Yeah.
A couple of missiles missed. A couple of missiles just exploded, but didn't get to.
Most of them got saved by the cover saves, so they probably somewhere is hidden the building
Yeah.
and failing to reach their target. So now the broadsides they're out in the open, trying to finish off the tactical squad,
Красный будет, соответственно, снапшот.
and one of them have moved in the movement phase, so it will be shooting snapshots.
Okay, let's see.
We'll see how many shots.
By the way, Lucrot is really accurate about the thing. Both of the players really got lucky with the scatter rolls. Most of them hit.
2 плюс у него.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so far the elder player,
Нет, это
every single time he rolled for scatter, he rolled a hit.
Yeah.
It's the third one, maybe? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 shots minimum.
Yeah. At the least.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
So
I think that's, yeah, this is the tactical squad that's being shot at.
we can see the line of view, by the way, of this tactical squad.
And a lot of them died. I think there's only one left.
We'll see.
красная, это
But that's not everything. There's still the smart missile systems being shot.
So before that were the hand lasers and
No, the missiles.
and
the-
before the missiles. It's now the
Missiles as
missiles.
well. They have 2 sets
Okay,
of missiles.
Okay, a lot of missiles for
yeah.
this Tau technology
Yes.
missiles.
Okay, so there is only one guy left, and 8 saves for him, and he doesn't make it. So that's the end of this tactical squad. But surprisingly, the drop pod is still alive.
For some
And-
reason, and that
yeah.
gives the Space Marine.
Ability
I'm
to-
sorry. He already got his victory point for
Yeah.
staying at this place. I think the drop pod will get destroyed. The score is still 2-0. If we are not counting the losses. By the way, we could count the losses. They're still worth
Victory points. I don't
1
think.
point.
Yeah, I think the victory points don't matter in this mission.
Yeah, it's only
Or maybe I'm not
escalation.
sure, to be honest.
I think we should consult with our judge. Десгард, если считаются очки у нас? Okay, so
Yeah, so this time we don't count the kill points, so it doesn't give the elder player extra points for destroying the unit, but it definitely gives him.
so the whole point of this mission is to
Score objectives, basically.
yeah, score
Yeah,
objective.
score objectives. But wiping out the tactical squad was really good for the Tau forces, because
course.
now the broadsides don't have the risk of being assaulted. Because even though the tactical squad is not very close combat oriented, it's definitely better than Tau. Because Tau can shoot, but they can't fight in hand to hand. And both of the
Конец хода Олега, начинается второй ход.
this is
Okay, so the whole point count is 2-2 for players. Elder managed to accomplish both of his missions. It's yes,
yes.
it's
That's
2-2.
right.
Значит, обучить удар, скастовать что-нибудь и убить кого-то в фазу ближнего боя.
Okay, so
Hey, that's a couple of nice missions for Logan.
for Space Marines, yes. One of them, he has to cast some kind of magic.
Any kind.
And yeah, anything. He just have to cast something. And
Okay, so
alright, so they're rolling for the reserves right now, which is quite an important roll. And they get the reroll, and they manage to. The Storm Raven is on
Oh.
the table.
okay, you'll see the Storm Raven. That was personally my first time I've seen such a massive miniature. It's even more massive than Wraith Knight, and you will see it soon.
It's pretty big.
You can see it in his hands.
And hopefully we'll see it on the table quite soon.
Of course. Meanwhile, you can see our Honor Guard and Magnus Kelga, Vara Tigurius. Everyone is safe, no one died in the explosion, so they're
Yeah.
just standing in this wreckage with fire behind their backs.
I was feeling a little bit confused from their Land Raider disappearing. So
I don't think they're confused. I think Kelga just declared no one is left behind. We get everyone from this wreckage and we march on our crusade against these Eldars.
oh yes, probably he's not the guy who gets easily confused.
Yeah, he is the greatest commander of Ultramarines, I think.
Alright, so the
Well, since Han
Gillian
Gilliman.
is out of business, and we don't know if he will ever come back. Alright, so there's some discussion about the objectives being complete. The Elder player completed 2 missions previous turn. That was control objectives 4 and 6. He managed both of them. And at the moment, the Logan, the Ultramarines have 2 objectives. One of them is to cast
Cast a
anything.
spell? You've
Cast
just,
a spell,
you've
yes.
just
And
said
the
it.
second one to kill a unit in close combat.
In hand-to-hand combat,
Yes,
yes.
hand to hand.
I think both of the missions can be completed. No, not both.
Not necessarily.
I think
Well, he can
only
definitely
casting
cast something.
mission.
Yeah,
Yes.
the killing something in close combat will probably not happen this turn because the passengers of Storm Raven will not be able to disembark, and even if the Lord of War and the Chapter Master of Ultramarines will manage to reach the Wraith Knight, I doubt it will be able to kill it in a single turn.
Well, who knows, by the way.
Yeah, but who
they
knows?
have quite a lot of attacks.
Yeah, that's right. That's like
I thought like 5 attacks for Honor Guard and about
each
7
5
attacks. Yeah,
each.
about 7 attacks for Kelga. So
6 or 7 on the charge. Yeah, something
that's
like
a
that.
lot of attacks. And
With
by the way,
powerful
they can move and they can charge after that.
Quite possible.
Who knows?
Alright, more discussion going on between the players. Here's the discussion going on.
Uh,
The great tactics of Ultramarines in
of
action.
course. You know, the main tactics of Ultramarines is just staying epic.
Staying epic, yes.
The whole
Fueled by being cool.
yeah. The whole Ultramarines concept is, just they are knights in shining armor. They are the examples of chivalry.
Okay, so that's an interesting turn of events. The Centurions who embarked upon the Storm Raven, they are disembarking by dip striking. So basically, they're thrown off the plane while it moves on full speed.
Well, you can see that the Centurions can take this hit on the ground. They are like Space Marines in Space Marine armor in Space Marine armor,
Yes,
and
pretty
Terminator armor above that.
much. Right. Okay, and
Centurions
it's a hitting-
are really tough.
And the Ultramarines rolled the hit for the dip strike, so they don't scatter, and that
So they
means-
just,
yes.
dropped.
Well, that's not much. Yeah, that's not a big
underneath.
surprise because I seriously doubt such a huge piece of metal can actually scatter anything. It's like the iron.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of iron, he still has ironclad dreadnought in this Raven.
Yeah, he decided not to push him off the plane.
It would really be a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe he still isn't awake. You know, the dreadnoughts are quite sleepy guys.
Yeah, not
Sleeping for thousands of years.
not in the hurry. He probably wants to
Yeah.
get him up close to the Tau firebase cadre up there, because the dreadnought can really hurt the broadsides. I would bet that in a single round of combat it will be able to destroy any Tau unit.
Maybe.
Well, maybe not the Riptide, but definitely the broadsides.
Broadsides,
will,
yeah.
he will
Of
be able
course.
to wipe them out in a turn.
I think that's the plan for Logan.
Yes, will he be? Yeah, so now the will be able to shoot with some.
So
snapshots.
is it shooting phase already?
Oh no, the psychic phase. Psychic phase.
Okay. So the casting.
That's the warp charges.
And plus to the basic Tigurius 2 warp charges.
Three, I think three. Yeah, he generates 3, I believe.
Okay, so he has 6 warp charges. That will be enough for I think 2 powers, maybe at the same turn. We'll see.
In terms of objectives, it needs just 1. So. Oh, that's invisibility
Okay.
being cast, and I think it was a success. So the invisibility is on, and it has a really.
It
that's
gives
a really
cover
big-
save, I think.
No, the units in the shooting phase as well as hand-to-hand combat are being able to hit the unit on 6s only. So basically,
wow.
the templates cannot hit it at all. And the second psychic power was cast as well. Okay, so now the shooting phase begins, and the psychic phase was quite a success for Tigurin. He manages to cast off 2 of the powers to get invisible and to reroll all the hits.
All the missed hits.
Yeah, now the Centurions are trying to hurt the Wraith Knight to soften it up a little.
And they get the devastation decree.
I'm not sure what it does. Probably
I
the
think-
reroll to wound or something.
Yeah, I,
Something like
I
that.
think it's like we can ask our judge. Devastation doctrine is the reroll to wound.
Reroll
it's
to
a roll
hit.
So basically, their weapons become twin linked for just for the decree. You know,
Yes.
Again about the epicness of Ultramarines. They're like orcs in the good way. They just believe, they just declare the doctrine, and they shoot more accurately, and that's all.
That's right.
Для рерола to win.
Oh, and they also.
У них
So the Centurions have the Grav amplifier upgrade, so the reroll failed hits as well as failed wounds. So
You can see it in the action now.
yeah,
You can see. Wow, you can see. I'm sorry. You can see the 11 hits, and now wounds.
and the rerolls should really help.
A bit less.
But still quite a few, I think.
Whoa, that's nice.
Whoa. 10 wounds. 10 wounds on the Wraith
Out
Knight.
out of 11. Wow.
Yeah. So the rerolls really help.
Yeah, they were quite handy for that.
Alright, let's see how the invulnerable saves. Alright, some of them.
Couple.
Ooh, lots of fails, lots of fails.
I've seen
And feel no pain? Yeah.
I've seen a 4 with the failed rolls. I think
No.
he had 4 invulnerability save.
Yeah, he managed to save a couple with invulnerable save, but he forgot that he has the feel no pain, yes. So the Wraith Knight might survive, and oh my god, only 2 wounds. Only 2 wounds. And this is, you see the new Wraith Knight in action. It's Gargantuan creature, it has feel no pain, and it just saved the Wraith Knight.
So it's just It was really badly damaged, but just by overcoming all this damage,
Oh yes.
feeling no pain,
Oh.
he just
It
got
was
two
strange.
hits.
It felt pain before actually.
Well, I think they could feel pain. I think in some matter it's still a soul inside this living bone.
Oh yeah, the soul can't really feel the pain.
Well, who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who? What can they feel inside this armor?
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
bone.
All right, so probably more shooting from. Right. The. Ilya is trying to decide who is shooting who. I think that. Yeah, Storm Raven is trying to shoot the Riptide, probably.
Of course.
I know the broadside in the bunker.
Ah. Is it wise to shoot the units in bunker? Inside
Well,
the bunker?
you can't really shoot the units in the bunker. You shoot the bunker. So if he tries to destroy their protection.
Well, the multi-melter hit. And
Okay, and
it-
is definitely penetrates.
yeah, that's a penetration. Boom!
Right.
The bunker exploded.
This is an epic battle.
Yeah.
Everything is just being destroyed left and right with a single shot. So first the Landra goes boom with a single lance. Now the bunker gets exploded with a single multi-melter shot.
And a lot of tactical squad wounds, a lot of wounds for Wraith Knight who managed to feel no pain. You know, that's what
is
happens when you see two elite forces, just bumping into each other and
That's
striking for their lives, struggling for it.
Yeah, the things are happening really fast this game.
Yeah, that's really dynamic. I love it because the board game tends to be lazy a bit sometimes, but not for this game.
Not this time, definitely. But the intrigue is still on. The most powerful units are still on the table for both sides, so it's difficult to say which way it will go. Right.
So.
Right, so probably that's the
Xamander, tactical squad is destroyed. I'm sorry, broadside destroyed it.
yep.
So, no tactical squad for Space Marines.
Yes, and one of our viewers is asking how many wounds it was dealt for the
Wraith Knight.
Wraith Knight.
Yeah.
I think
two
I don't
wounds.
remember. 2 wounds only.
wounds,
yes,
yeah.
only 2 wounds. Unbelievable.
11,
10.
10.
It was 10 wounds. Only 7 failed invulnerability saves, but
Yes.
then feel no pain negated most of the wounds.
5 of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
which was a really good roll. Right now we're trying to catch a glimpse on what's happening with the most interesting part of the table, the Wraith Knight and the
Whoa,
Chapter
and
Master of Ultramarines. They won't be able to do much this turn because they only shoot snapshots and they are not allowed to assault. And their turn, they disembark from the transport.
so they can't charge really.
Yeah.
So, Desgard, can the Space Marine headquarters squad charge into the Wraith Knight on this turn?
Can they?
Они из асsaultного транспорта выводят.
All right, so they can actually. I think they.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the
they
Land
are
Raider is
allowed.
considered an assault transport, and that's why they can charge it. And
Yeah.
I think Logan is measuring if he can.
Yes.
Like, can you shoot both players?
All right, let's
just
see the measurement.
Ra-
going on.
running around with the rulers, just
Yeah.
managing.
Well, that's an important point worth arguing about.
Yeah. You can
But-
forgive a place for just measuring these parts of inches, and it seems it's really,
Assault phase.
Okay, so now
really close.
the assault phase. The striking scorpions are here.
So the striking scorpions on the table.
Yes, yes.
They were
We're
so
in the
sneaky
corner all the
we
time.
couldn't see them.
Yeah, you can see the green models on the green table, but I guess that's the point of
Yeah.
camouflage.
Yeah. So it seems instead of charging into the Wraith Knight, they decided to charge into Scorpions,
The shoot.
and that's still nice. Still nice choice. They can't shoot. It's an assault phase
I'm not
already.
sure what's happening, to be honest.
It's an assault phase.
It's an assault phase. Oh, because they're firing the Overwatch. That's right, yeah.
That's Overwatch. Okay,
the
so we've managed to find out what happens.
Okay, quite a few hits actually, yeah. I see sixes.
And
And
one
Once-
wound.
yeah, one wound and a save.
Okay.
Right, so now we see probably now we will see the charge roll, and the Ultramarines need 9.
9 and better.
9 or better.
And wow, yeah! So it's 10 inches. They will charge into the Scorpions and oh my god, I think
У них есть асsaultные гранаты, поэтому они не получают минусов на инициативу.
they have no initiative penalties for this charge because they have assault grenades. And my god, it's most elite
happening.
forces against most elite forces. It's commander against commander, headquarters against headquarters. I'm sorry, headquarters. I'm so excited I can't pronounce correctly.
And I think that both warlords are in
Yeah,
this
they
combat
are in
now.
these squads.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Okay,
So-
so this is interesting.
So no sneaky saves for Scorpions.
No, not at all.
Space Marines just epically marching into their ranks. They just, hey, you guys are here, so we'll charge you instead. And wow.
And
So probably we'll
let's see if the
yeah.
if the challenges will be declared.
By the way, Space Marines had some kind of benefit for declaring a challenge. I think they had
Assault grenades.
some maybe so. Yeah, I don't know. I thought Space Marines, maybe Calgar had a special advantage for challenging someone. I'm not sure.
No, nothing specific. He just he's very powerful and he's even scary on the charge. So just it doesn't get much better than that.
Well,
got like-
we'll see a lot of dice here.
Yeah, but I think that they're discussing the challenges now because there's lots of characters in hand-to-hand combat, and they decide like which one of them will fight and how. That will mean how epic it will be because if we will see two warlords fighting now, that would be fun.
Заявил челлендж.
Carandus. Ah,
All right, so
that's quite smart.
yes, the elves decided not to take the Warlord on Warlord because the Kalgar declared the challenge, and the Striking Scorpion Exarch accepted it. I feel sorry for him, by the way.
Yeah. So he has a high initiative, but lesser accuracy, as you can see. The Scorpion missed, and now a lot of dice for Kelgar,
Yes.
the epic chapter master of Ultramarines from Mark Rage, Kelgar. So it's 4+ with reroll.
Rerolls? What gives him the reroll?
Just
I'm
his
not sure.
epicness.
His epicness, probably. He's so good, I would be surprised if he wouldn't have it.
And it seems
Right, so now they're rolling to wound, and I think it's strength 8.
so everything wounded.
The poor guy should be annihilated by now. Right.
Okay, so it's 3 or 4 wounds for Exarch, and I think he won't save it. Oh, okay.
Alright, yeah, so that's him gone.
It's dead.
And probably some of the wounds will be,
Oh, so
yeah, passed on to the...
you know, Kelgar was so epic dueling one Exarch that he,
Так, 4 модели ушло.
Yeah. Full model.
so yeah, he was just so furious fighting Exarch that 3 spiders were just on their way
Yeah,
in fight.
При атаке, так как это все на 5-й инициативе.
All right, yeah, but the striking scorpions will get their hits back, I think.
Yeah,
Or
they
ma-
have
or not.
they have the initiative 5 as well.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, I would be surprised if a single Elder Exarch will be able to hold the chapter master of Ultramarines.
Yeah.
Yeah, this. So you can see him just roaming through the ranks with his two power fists.
Yeah. Now we see the rest of spiders striking back.
Yeah.
Not a lot of hits. I think everything was saved or missed.
Well, let's just see the final result.
It's not the end. I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I say like it's really difficult to control every single roll because there's like so many.
There's a
so
ton
many
of rolls.
dice,
Yes,
yeah.
of course.
So let's just see how many models will be removed.
Well, we can still visualize the events on the table, so
Yeah.
it's still a massive squad of honor guard with librarian, with chapter master, just moving like a wave through scorpions, and I think only Karandas is left on the table, and it's still not the end of the assault of this
Yep.
honor
And
guard.
I think this dice represents a wound being put on the Karandas already. So he's not even on full wounds anymore.
Okay, so that's 21 hit from honor guard.
Oh.
Whoa, whoa. With the reroll, so that was a lot. I think I see about 16, 17 dice here successfully hit. And let's see 2 wound hits. Whoa.
Right.
A lot of threes, unfortunately.
But anyways, this should be quite enough.
Well, Karandas is still quite a tough guy. He may survive that. No, he won't.
And probably not.
Ah.
No. And thus slay the warlord for Ultramarines.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he gets the point for that.
Yes. That was the
So,
hand-to-hand combat.
And for destroying the warlord, does he have the additional point?
No, that's the point he gets. Oh,
He gets for the mission.
yeah,
for the
he gets
hand-to-hand
one for the
mission.
mission. That's right.
And he has successfully casted a spell.
Yeah.
2.
So three in total. 3 mission points.
Yeah, 3 initial 3 mission points, 2 spells, a lot of deaths. You know, and no losses. No losses
Yeah.
for the squad. So
Not surprisingly,
they're still fresh, new.
and ready to take on this Wraith Knight.
Yeah.
And which
But-
way do
but
you
the-
think the Wraith Knight will go?
I think it can be smarter. Okay, so it's 3 points. 3 points for Space Marines. It's 5-2 score.
Yeah.
It's 5-2 score. It's 5-2 score. Sorry. 5, yes.
Yep.
It's Space Marines. I think it would be smarter for Wraith Knight to charge into Centurions and
Yeah.
make short of work of them, because this way he won't get shot by the honor guard in the back. He won't get charged as well because he will be too far, and that will be a smart move, I think.
Yes, and the Honor Guard is not really fast enough, and at the moment, they're really far away from everything. So it will take them quite a while to run.
Yeah, and
Right.
speaking of forces, Ara still has his main shooting units. All the tower units are deployed. The only thing that can, deal quite a lot of damage to them is the dreadnought.
Oh yeah, so and this turn they will be trying to shoot down the Storm Raven,
Yeah,
and
and maybe
have
even
the-
dreadnought if it falls down from that.
Yeah, and 2 units of missile broadsides are definitely capable.
So we have
of
the
doing
missions.
Missions 64 assassinate.
that. Okay, so here are the missions for the Eldar force. Controlling objective 1, I think that's the one
On the left. Yeah.
Yes. Objective marker 6.
It's
This is the one.
the bottom right.
Yeah, bottom right. And
Can we get the view from the top,
from the top.
so the viewers can see the points?
Yes, that's right. So the
And the third mission?
third mission is to kill a character.
Uh-huh.
Well, as many characters as they can. And well, there are still plenty, I think. Yeah, at least 2. The Kalgar and the Chief Librarian.
Yeah, but
So they're quite far away, but still. All right.
okay, that's
We
quite smart.
forgot. Yeah, we forgot that the Centurion.
Have the sergeant, yes.
Yeah, have the sergeant, and it's also a character. So.
And
it
that's
will
the
be-
easiest target for him.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's much easier to kill than Kalgar with his unit.
Or Varo and Tigurius.
Yes.
Maybe Tigurius foreseen these events, that's why they've charged into the Scorpions. You know, I like the history of Varo Tigurius, the whole thing. While he was just studying, educating
Yep.
to be a librarian, a chaplain decided to give the students a task, and it was impossible to accomplish, but everyone tried, and only Varo decided to stand up to this librarian, or I'm sorry, chaplain, and he was just looking eye in the eye to this into his skull's helm, and he said it's impossible to accomplish. And you can imagine the fury of chaplain when some student who has still milk on his lips, declaring, even knowing that it is impossible really. So he shouted, he was furious, and Varo knew it would happen.
All right.
And then he did the best it could possibly happen, he could possibly do. He just kneeled before chaplain and waited until his anger was away. And then Chaplin just laughed and said that that's the way for Varo.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but we just saw the Riptide's reactor wounding the Riptide again.
Oh,
As I said, this is the normal turn of event. That's how it happens for Riptides. That's how they die. They just kill themselves.
well, that's
Yeah. Now the
that's-
shooting begins.
the shooting begins, and that was a fair compensation for hits on scatterolls.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Now they try to take take down the what's it called, the Storm Raven, with the Dreadnought inside. Okay, so the measurement happens.
So the viewers are speculating about troops, regular forces.
Yes, because the measurement happens from the base of the model, not from the actual weapon.
By the way, speaking of troops, it's really nice and epic to see most of the forces are elite squads, only with little support from regular troops.
Yeah.
So that gives the level of epicness you need for this battle.
Yeah, that's right.
Only elites. So what happens? I'm sorry to, I'm just too inside of this.
Just the broadsides.
Visualizing.
As I said, the broadsides trying to shoot down the Storm Raven.
So that figures.
Yeah. Couple of hits. The rerolls really help when trying to shoot down the flyers.
And we can see one more hit.
Yep, 3 hits.
So it's 5 plus with the reroll,
Only
one glass hit, and cover safe.
Nope.
Nope.
Right, so that's the
First wound for.
first hull point gone.
And by the way, how many points does he have?
3.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, the lance hits again.
But
No,
it
but
didn't
fails to
penetrate. Wow, it could
Well,
it could be really cool if it destroyed
but anyways,
the wave serpent.
it's done enough damage already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fair that it didn't explode this vehicle as well.
I think that's maybe the second unit of broadside.
Yeah, most definitely.
No. All right.
Okay.
That might be enough.
So
One
two-
glance and one penetrating hit.
Okay. The first is penetrate hit.
yeah, the
It
penetrate-
can cover
oh.
saves. Both cover saves
That's
are.
unlucky.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
The
The-
Storm
the-
Raven is alive, only one hull point taken from him.
Нет, стыковые сейвы.
Yeah,
Only yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Of
yeah.
course you're for Tau forces and you're up to them. That's unlucky for Tau, but not unlucky
the-
for Space Marines.
Yeah, the Space Marines are lucky. And that's really a gamble when you try to shoot down a flyer, because sometimes a single unit of broadsides can easily take down the Storm Raven, but sometimes even two is not enough.
Well, sometimes a single shot from Brightlands can destroy and land the raider. So
Oh yeah.
gamble all the way.
Right, so now the scatter lasers is trying to shoot this HQ unit of Space Marines.
Oh, they have the range.
Oh yes, I think that they have plenty. It's like 36 or even more than
Oh,
that.
of course.
Of course, they will get the cover saves from the building, but I think they don't really have the armor penetration, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh. Let's see. We see only 3 hits, so it's 6. Only 6 is to hit.
Yes, the move.
I can't figure what's happening on the table.
Well, the Warwalkers are definitely shooting the Skullgar unit, but well, let's just trust the players.
Okay, and the judge.
Yeah, and the judge. So the final result is they managed to inflict 3 wounds.
So it's 3 saves for HQ unit.
Yes, but they will be throwing them one by one because of the different.
Oh,
He's not really good with his saves, I must
well,
say.
he was good with saving his Storm
Storm
Raven.
Raven.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's right.
again, it's a fair play. I think
Yeah.
for some reason dice are favoring both players.
Yeah, you can't really say that someone is cheating. And
Yeah. Even if using his personal dice.
yes, definitely. We saw a lot of ones, and that's the battle focus for the Eldar, an additional move they have. Okay, so that didn't go too well for the Eldar forces.
Well, so the Assault Phase and it
That's-
seems Riptide wants to jump into
Yep.
the battle.
And he does that with style. Well,
Oh.
he rolled really high, but he doesn't
Oh.
really want to move the full distance. Makes sense.
Uh,
Right. Now that's the interesting part. The Wraith Knight killing the, well, assaulting at the moment, but
he's
I
charging into